Hi everybody, Paul here from Hill Country Rings. Today I'm going to be making a ring from the Teak of the Battleship, New Jersey. So let's go in the shop. So this is genuine teak from the Battleship, New Jersey, and I've got the documentation to prove it. I buy this stuff straight from the Battleship, from their website. I mean, they replaced this. These are pieces that they've replaced during refits, but it's the original teak, and I mean, it looks rough on the outside, but it's really good wood on the inside. It's still very good wood. So you can see I've cut pieces of it up. I've got a piece here that I've cut up and I've stabilized in the vacuum stabilizer, and we're going to mount this ring on a tungsten core. It's going to be inlay, and it is engraved, so going to have that. It's going to be a really nice looking ring for a customer. So let's go ahead and get started. Going to go ahead and face both sides of this ring. Then we're going to bore it out to fit this this core, to fit the inlay channel of the core, and then we're going to make sure that it's sanded down, get it just right, mount that, then finish it up. Let's get started. So we got the ring chucked up in the lathe. We're going to go ahead and flatten them off on this side. We'll flip them over and flatten them off on the other side, and then we'll do that boring them out. Let's get started. Alright, measure the groove of that ring, and it's 21 millimeters, and it's actually 21.2, so we've got a 21 millimeter Forstner bit chucked up, and we're going to go ahead and bore out this ring. Well, we have measured the inside groove, and that is 4 millimeters, and with our digital calipers, as you remember, whenever you measure something here, this little stub pops out that exact amount. So we're going to go ahead and trim down this piece of wood till it's close to that thickness. I mean, I don't want to get too close because I don't want to miss doing some hand sanding, but get it down pretty close. Alright, I know the moment you've been waiting for. Let's get some hand sanding. So we're going to sand him down till he is going to fit like that. Fit in this groove. Alright, I think we're good. Now we're just going to cut our little relief marks on each side on the bandsaw, and then we'll go ahead and break him and get him mounted to that core. I had to cut it at an angle to match that grain. We got our relief cuts. We got our little registration marks, so when we put it back together, we'll know exactly when we're gluing it, we'll know exactly which way it goes. So alright, this is a moment of truth. Let's go ahead and break him. Hope we get a good clean cut. Good clean break. And that's what we got. Nice clean break. Let's go and check him. And he's a little tight. I might have to do a little sanding to get him just right. Alright, we got that ring fitting in there perfectly. Nice tight fit. Got a little registration mark so we know where it is when we put it together. And you're probably thinking, Paul, that piece of wood looks a little different. Something's different about it. Well, it is. This other piece, I tried sanding it to get it to fit and just couldn't get it to fit, and sometimes you just have to cut your losses and start over. So that's what I did, and started over. And now we're back where we were. We were going to clean this up with denatured alcohol and then bond them into our two-part epoxy. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, we just let him dry, let him cure, and then we'll come back and we'll finish up this ring. Alright, well, it's the next day, and the epoxy's nice and cured, so we're going to go ahead and cut around the wood, get a little closer on the bandsaw, then we might just kind of sand it down a little bit on the belt sander to get closer, kind of rounder, and then we'll put it back on the lathe and we will turn it to size to get that wood down flush with the metal, and maybe do a little sanding to get that just right, nice shape. We'll finish it with a clear finish, and then we will do some final sanding and buffing to get it down to where it looks really, really pretty. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Alright, here's that Battleship Teak inlay ring. Came out really nice looking, I believe. It's kind of amazing that a piece of wood that has been through hell and back comes out looking that beautiful. So all shined up neat and pretty, ready to send out to the customer. I hope they'll be really happy with it. If you'd like a ring made from Battleship Teak, from the wood from the M1 Grand, Texas Mesquite, Bethlehem olive wood, I do custom work. Please let me know. Check out my website. It's hillcountryrings.com, and would love to make a ring for you. Thanks, everybody. Got some spectators here gonna watch me. Yeah.